So I have survived my first week of class, and it's definitely going to be a busy semester. I have 5 classes for 15 units, which is a pretty heavy load, and a lot of those classes are heavy on assignments and projects. In fact, I already have 2 scripts along with all the supporting materials due, synopsis, character bios, that sort of thing, an oral auto drama, and a short film kind of character exercise, all due within the next week or so. So the question becomes, how do I stay organized and on top of all this work? As luck would have it, in my previous life, my day job revolved entirely around projects, and I had to create my own workflow. So I did a lot of research on various kind of software tools that were available, especially for free. And I came across Trello, which you may have heard of. It's pretty popular nowadays. But it's basically a virtual sticky note board where you can create lists of different cards and tasks and deliverables so that you can manage your due dates and your workload. And I started using that just personally for my own projects at work and also for dramatic purposes. And showed it to a couple of my colleagues, and they started using it. And by the time that I left, the whole team was using it kind of as a de facto, unofficial collaboration and workflow management program. So it was natural for me to continue using it here in grad school. And what I want to do in this video is show you how I have set it up and how I've adapted it to my coursework. So before we jump into my coursework board, I just wanted to show you what a Trello board looks like when you first open it. You can see there's basically nothing here. And then you just click on these little add list buttons and you can add lists. You can add as many as you want, and each list can have as many cards as you want. So what a lot of people do, and what I used to do, was to have a to-do list and then an in-progress list. And I also would have a waiting list for things that I had started working on but was now waiting on somebody else. And then a completed list for everything that is completed. That worked pretty well when I was starting with a bunch of stuff and then moving and seeing like what I could work on. The problem I had with this was that there are a lot of times when I would work on stuff in the to-do list without moving it to in progress, or I would leave stuff in progress when it was really waiting. It ended up not being actually very useful to monitor my work like this. So what I've done with my coursework is I've laid things out explicitly in terms of due dates. So I have this list here of everything that's due throughout the whole semester, all these projects and assignments from the syllabi from all of my classes. And then I have this due within 1 week list for things that are imminently due within the next week. And these are the things that I need to be focusing most of my time on. And then I have another list due in 2 weeks for the things that are going to be coming up next, so I can sort of get a little bit of a sense of what I need to work on once this list starts to dwindle down. And as you can see, I've already got one assignment completed, and this is a screenwriting assignment that I finished up actually today. So we can actually open these cards up, and you can see there's a description box. What I've done is I've copied the instructions or the prompts from the assignments for all of these ones that already have them into here, so I can see everything in one place. When there's more than one thing that kind of needs to get done, if it's sort of a compound thing, such as this one, I'll add a checklist, and you can add as many checklists as you want. So in this case, I had to do a protagonist biography, an antagonist biography, and then write the actual script itself. And I've checked those off as I've done them. And then there's a due date, and Trello will actually notify you 24 hours ahead of time. It'll either send you an email, or you'll get a little pop-up notification on your web browser, or you can actually subscribe and have these show up on your calendar. I haven't done that yet for this board, but I'm thinking I probably will, and that way they'll show up on my actual calendar, and I'll get calendar notifications when they're due. Another thing you can do is you can add labels. So I've labeled all of these cards with the class and the type of media. So in this case, a screenplay. If we look at some of these other ones, you can see here, it's a production workshop class, and this is actually a film that's going to be due, or readings for story class. And what you can actually do is you can search and filter by the labels. So if I want to show all my labels, if I want to see everything that's related to the 321 project, which is the big project this semester, I can see this has a bunch of cards that are related to that. If I wanted to see all the production workshop cards, I can see that. If I want to see all the screenwriting assignments, I can see that. So that's a really great way for me to see a targeted view. One last thing I want to talk about is this comments section here. So ostensibly this is for collaboration. If there's multiple people on your team that you're communicating with and trying to work with, you can use these comments to communicate. For these personal boards where I'm the only one on them, what I tend to do is just use them to make notes about things. So in this case, the professor is going to miss class, so she pushed the due date for this thing from the 5th to the 12th. And so I use that to make notes to myself so I can see kind of what I'm thinking about, or things that don't necessarily go in the description along with the instructions for the assignment. So that was just a quick look at my plan and my methodology for staying organized this semester. If I come up with any revelatory changes to this workflow, I'll be sure to post an update. As you can see, I will be pretty busy this semester. Not everything is even on the board yet, but I do plan on keeping these videos going. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.